There's nothing quite like the feeling of driving down an open highway with a nice view and some great music. But of course, there's limits on how fast and where you can drive, limits that I daydream about breaking every now and then. And it's that kind of hypothetical joy that for me became realized with the Forza Horizon games. I was introduced to the series with Horizon 3, but at a time where it was no longer supported, and the sequel to Horizon 4 was about to be announced. So after a few months of waiting and getting to play it for myself, Forza Horizon 5 by Playground Games has been more of the open world racing good times that I fell in love with, but with a new location, new cars, and a whole lot of new thrills. So with introductions out of the way, this is Forza Horizon 5, an open road, full-throttle festival.
This is about home and family. Horizon and Mexico are family. Welcome to your new home.
This is the final drop! The whole festival is waiting! Go, go, go! What do you say? Rest of the festival wins? Vámonos!
Horizon! This is Mexico!
Forza Horizon 5 is all about driving cars of all types across the country of Mexico, be it on roads or off-road, and plenty of airtime and destructible scenery along the way. While it's very much a racing game, exploring and driving around the open world map is both integral to the experience and just as enjoyable. Driving around just feels great with physics and handling that hit a happy medium between arcade and simulation racing games. The controls keep things simple with the gas and brakes on the trigger buttons, steering with the analog stick, and an emergency brake for sharper drifts. In addition, there's a rewind button that will allow you to go back in time for a few seconds if you make a mistake and want to retry a certain moment again. This feature is optional, and I understand why people wouldn't care for it, but I like having the ability to recover instantly and get back to having fun. There are also multiple assist options and some nice accessibility features that let you drive your way. Minding the speed and angle at which you approach jumps, noticing how the terrain affects the car's grip and balance, and knowing which obstacles you can bulldoze through and which to drive around, they all matter. Every track and event take place in a condensed amalgamation of Mexico's varied locations, geography, and terrain. From colorful small towns with cobblestone streets, to open roads in the arid desert, to dense jungles with dirt trails, winding roads up in the mountains, and sandy beaches along the coast, Horizon 5 does a great job at making Mexico look beautiful. Weather conditions are also factored into the mix with both rain and sandstorms. And of course, there's plenty of scenery to smash up, like cacti, fences, street lamps, or guardrails. Just be careful not to ram into any buildings, especially those that have amazing mural artwork. Track layouts use every corner of the map, and are either lap-based circuits or point-to-point sprints. The staggering size of the map mitigates the issue of a lot of races feeling like they're taking place in the same areas, and the multiple track types also help diversify the routes you take. With a vehicle roster of over 500 cars, trucks, buggies, vans, SUVs, and ATVs from almost any manufacturer you could think of, there's a very good chance that Horizon 5 has a ride that speaks to you. The range of airs represented is equally as impressive, from legendary vintage models like the original Volkswagen Beetle, retro classics like the Lamborghini Countach, current generation revamps like the Toyota Supra GR and Ford Bronco, off-roaders like the Jeep Wrangler and Polaris RZR1000, modified variations like the Formula Drift 2013 Corvette, limited production supercars like the Mercedes AMG 1, and even a few fun picks like the Hot Wheels Twin Mill. Your car collection will grow as you progress through the game, either through purchasing new ones in the auto show or auction house, earning them as rewards from clearing certain races or missions, or as gifts from other players. You can also auction off cars for more money, or gift them to another player to help them out. As a neat bonus, if you have save data from any of the previous Forza games before starting Horizon 5, you're given the car featured in that game's cover art for free, so playing Horizon 3 got me a Lamborghini Centenario. Each vehicle has a performance rating that's determined by metrics such as acceleration, handling, and off-road control. However, these values aren't set in stone thanks to part upgrades, which allow for adjustments to everything from tire compound and rear wings to the drivetrain. What's even more helpful is the ability for players to share their upgrade combinations with other players, and will purchase and apply the required parts with the press of a button. It was thanks to one of these setups that I turned my Formula Drift Corvette, with its rear-wheel drive and overall fuel meant for drifting that required steady pressure on the gas, into a 10-speed, all-wheel drive race machine that heavily encouraged flooring it. Like customization under the hood is an extensive livery editor, where creations are also shared, with suggested designs presented to you when buying a new car. While I was already happy with the GR Super I started out with, once I gave it a livery that made it look like the festival plane at the beginning of the game, I stuck with it for the longest time, only swapping it out as my main car after purchasing the Drift Corvette and applying a race car inspired paint job. You've even got a wide variety of horn sounds to choose from that include some fun Xbox related references. With so many options available to make your favorite vehicles look and drive the way you want, every car in your garage can be your own personal expression. Even when played on some of the lower spec compatible hardware, Horizon 5 on the Xbox One S looks and runs great considering everything that's going on at any moment. Aside from understandable loading times, a few frame hiccups, and one crash, my playthrough is mostly unproblematic. I'm especially impressed with the details on the car models, which you can get a good look at using the Forza Vista viewer on both the car's exterior and interior. When behind the wheel, everything just flies by in a blur of colors, and you feel like you're going fast as you speed down straights and weave through traffic, or blast through foliage as it breaks apart in a glorious mess. No joyride is complete without music, and the game includes 6 radio stations or playlists featuring licensed songs from multiple artists and genres. I personally prefer the tracks found in Horizon Pulse, especially the earworm that is Dua Lipa's Levitating. Dialogue with your fellow festival showrunners, and commentary by the radio DJs in between songs help make whatever you do in the game feel significant, as they mention things like new events opening up, or recognizing your achievements like win streaks in a certain race type.
With 5 quick wins in competition, it's an impressive start, but can they keep it up? That is the question.
Music even becomes its own minigame with skill songs, where any points you gain from free roaming are worth more while the song is playing, so taking a little detour to drive a bit more can be rewarding. The Horizon Mexico Festival is what you make of it, with a whole lot to do and see from the moment your superstar driver drives out of an airplane and races to the festival site in style, to their induction into the Hall of Fame. You're free to tackle races and challenges in whatever order you choose after some introductory events, so if you just want to go all in on road racing first, that's fine. Part of what enables this open-ended progression is that there's a lot to do while free roaming or driving to the next race. Practically every mile driven will reward you with experience points for your driving technique, discovering new roads, challenging drivers on the road to a quick race, or smashing hidden bonus boards scattered across the map. As you finish races and events, you earn accolade points, and reaching accolade milestones will unlock new Horizon adventures used for festival expansions. Expansions either open new festival outposts that put more races on the map, with emphasis on a specific type like cross-country or street racing, or unlock story missions and showcases, which puts you in scenarios like restoring and testing out a cherished family beetle, a car wrestling derby, and outracing things like jet skis, a train, and a pair of monster trucks. Before opening a new outpost, you first make an expedition to the new area that also comes with its own bombastic set piece, like driving through the jungle whilst outrunning a thunderstorm, or down a volcanic crater in a dune buggy. Opening the Horizon Street Scene outpost will unlock street races, which are nighttime rushes through small towns and through traffic, and mile-long drag races to show off your fastest cars. Opening the Horizon Rush outpost will unlock PR stunt events, which are a selection of challenges set up across the map, and include taking danger sign ramps to achieve the longest jump distance possible, speed traps and drift zones to test your respective abilities through a road section, and trailblazers that are about making it to a destination as fast as possible, oftentimes through anything that's in your way. The last adventure of each racing outpost will unlock a final endurance race that covers a good chunk of the map. As if all that weren't enough to play, the festival playlist features sets of rotating challenges populated on the map that include race championships, PR stunts, and treasure hunts, sometimes with themed car restrictions. These challenges rotate daily, monthly, and in a series of 4 seasons, offering completion rewards which include Forzathon points, which are used to purchase items in a dedicated store. To make getting around the map a lot easier, there are also houses you can purchase and establish as spots to load into when picking the game back up, and unlock additional perks and new missions, like taking photos of every single car. Visiting either a house or festival outpost will let you customize not only your cars, but your character as well with a variety of clothing and emote options, which are either purchasable or unlocked through wheel spins. Wheel spins are roulettes that unlock random items or additional money to spend, and are commonly earned whenever you gain enough experience points to level up. If you really want to explore beyond the roadways, you'll occasionally be provided with rumors of rare cars stored in abandoned barns with their exact location unknown, the only hint being their surrounding area. While you can drive around until you find the barn, I found it more efficient to use a drone and scout the area much quicker, and will mark the location on your map once it's found so you can drive right to it. After waiting a bit to get the car restored, it'll be added to your car collection. I was especially happy to discover that one of them was the Toyota T100 Baja truck, which I love taking out for drives along the coast or competing in cross-country or dirt races. While the festival is more than fun on just your own, there's plenty of ways to enjoy the game with others. You can race with a group of players in a convoy, or anyone out there via Horizon Open. Thankfully, there are filters to narrow down the type of race and performance class you want to race with, so I mainly played road and street races with S2 cars to compete with my favorite upgraded cars, though I think I'm going to need to get better at racing with the higher stats if I want to start winning. Beyond racing, the Eliminator and Horizon Arcade spots have you playing against and working with other players in a variety of challenges, like the Last Car Standing Battle Royale mode where you find better cars in a shrinking section of the map, challenging each other to short races to eliminate each other before one final sprint to the finish. While I appreciate that these modes are here, which are probably great in friend groups, I think I'm more partial to the single player experience, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy what the community has to offer beyond liveries and upgrade setups. The Event Lab feature lets players create their own custom events, or blueprints, with control over aspects like the event's type, route, weather conditions, and car restrictions. I gave a few of these a try, like this Wipeout-inspired track used for a contest, though with all the wall riding and loop jumps, I think it has more in common with Trackmania. I do think it's a great example of how flexible the creation tools are when combined with some imagination. Any blueprints you complete get saved to a list so replaying them is easier, and you can like any blueprints so they're recommended to more players. The Super 7 spot gathers a random collection of events and tasks you with completing 7 of them to win a prize. Like the festival playlist events, these challenges can be anything from getting to a spot on the map in time, to getting a high score in a drift zone, playing by whatever rules the creator came up with. Naturally, these can be a mixed bag depending on the luck of the draw, but you can always swap out any challenge giving you trouble for another to make completion as feasible as possible. I think I touched on just about all there is to do in this game. Even just getting a taste for this game's content has been a massive time commitment. Thankfully I enjoy most of what's been here, so it's been far from time wasted. However, this video is coming out at the end of July 2022, which means the first DLC expansion released a few days ago. So are you ready for the race of a lifetime?
Haley, what is that?
Pretty neat, huh? Not every day you get to be fired out of a super-sized Hot Wheels launcher. Come on, we have a slingshot to catch.
I find it funny that the reason I tried out Horizon 3 was because of its Hot Wheels DLC expansion, and when I returned to the series for Horizon 5, a new Hot Wheels expansion came with it. Taking place in Hot Wheels Park, a new festival outpost suspended in the skies above Mexico, you're in for a real treat as your test drive starts with a massive slingshot to get up there and rockets you across the area's 3 environments. The famous orange track pieces twist and loop around a wet and wild rainforest, a massive canyon, and a snowy volcanic mountain. Within each biome are a variety of track elements to mix things up even further, from huge ramps through flaming hoops, to water flumes, magnetic roads, and of course, those giant boosters. While any car is capable of driving around here, I preferred racing with the Hot Wheels cars in these more suitable surroundings, with new additions like Bad to the Blade, and one of my all-time favorites, the Diora 2. New cars mean new ways to have fun with the livery editor, and recreations of popular paint jobs these iconic diecasts have had over the years. The main campaign, centered around becoming a Hot Wheels racing legend, is more linear than the base game, where more races and missions will unlock as you complete lists of objectives and rise through the ranks. The standout in this entire experience is a set of story missions, which give you a figurative and literal crash course on the history of Hot Wheels as you drive a variety of cars, like the mini versions of the Bone Shaker throughout the years. You'll learn tidbits like the origins as a challenge to make cool and fast toy cars, some prominent car designers, their real-life recreations, and a certain series of animated movies.
Exactly! There was an animated movie in 2003, a TV series called Hot Wheels Accelerators in 2005, and tons of video games going all the way back to an 8-bit version in 1984. Oh, those were the days.
With races that are more dynamic, exciting, and faster than ever, and truly capture the joy of playing with Hot Wheels cars and tracks, I'd say this has been one of the best portrayals of Hot Wheels in gaming. While the Hot Wheels expansion may not excite me as idea just because I've experienced it before, much like Horizon 5 being a refinement of what I played in Horizon 3, it's the execution that more than makes up for it. And if I'm having fun, that's all I really want at the end of the day. If you don't mind me saying this next part in Spanish, Forza Horizon 5 es muy rápido, muy emocionante, y sobre todo muy divertido. It's no surprise that a racing game with so much to drive, see, and do got nominated for and won Game of the Year awards in 2021. I may have skipped on the festival in Great Britain a few years ago, but after coming back for this trip to Mexico, I'll be keeping my eyes and ears open for when and where the Horizon Festival will take us next time. As always, this has been fun, and I'm already looking forward to covering another amazing racing game, so I hope you'll check out what I've got in store for next time, and thank you for watching.